This video is a remake of a video I made before called Proving the Earth is Only a Few Thousand Years Old. In this video I'm going to be mentioning a few of the points I made in the previous video, as well as some new points. Let's begin. The planets in our solar system are cooling off too fast. Jupiter is losing heat twice as fast as it receives it from the Sun. Even the evolutionists will admit that it should have cooled millions of years ago. The same applies for its moons. This was published in the Denver Post in December 1996. Magnetic fields are generated by liquid motion of molten metal inside a body, yet Ganymede, one of Jupiter's moons, should have cooled solid billions of years ago. Many scientists believe that our Sun is shrinking at a rate of about 5 feet of mass per hour. It's burning up hydrogen at about 5 million tons per second. So if you were to take that rate, go back in time, just 22.4 million years ago, the Sun would be touching Earth's orbit. If it's getting smaller, it used to be bigger, not hard to figure out. Therefore, life on Earth, or the Earth's formation, would not have been possible even millions of years ago, certainly not billions like the evolutionists say. Our moon is moving away from us. This obviously means it used to be closer. Now the moon affects our tides. Many people said in my previous video that all life started underneath the ocean, so the tides wouldn't have really been a problem billions of years ago. This is true if the evolution theory is true, I suppose, but the rate of the recession is actually a lot quicker than they apparently thought, because about 30 million years ago all life would have drowned about twice a day. Obviously that's really not possible, but you get what I mean. Jupiter is spinning rapidly. The days on Jupiter are only 9 hours and 55 minutes long. Saturn also spins rapidly. Days on Saturn are only 10 hours and 14 minutes long. The spin of the Earth is slowing down. Obviously the Earth's days are 24 hours long. This means that the spin used to be going faster. How much faster could it have gone? Well, many evolutionists who have commented on my previous video said that billions of years ago days would have been 14 hours long. Well, that might be true. I haven't actually done the calculations yet. But the length of the days are not a problem. Just 80,000 years ago, wind speeds on Earth would have been over 500 miles an hour. Just 1 million years ago, they would have been over 5,000 miles per hour. This clearly means that life on Earth would not have been possible a million years ago. Magnets lose their strength over time. The Earth's magnetic field is getting weaker. A stronger magnetic field indicates more heat inside the Earth's core. At the rate it's getting weaker, just 25,000 years ago, there would have been too much heat for life to exist on Earth. Oil wells can have up to 20,000 pounds per square inch of pressure. The rock can only hold that pressure for 10,000 years or less. So if the Earth is billions of years old, why is there still oil and so much oil pressure? Oceans today are 3.6% salt. If they've been existing for billions of years, they should be much, much saltier, like the Dead Sea, or even saltier. At the rate of erosion, continents would have eroded flat in 14 million years. Have you ever been up to the north of Scotland? I go up there regularly, and I can tell you it's not flat. This shows that the Earth cannot be millions of years old. Short period comets have a life expectancy of less than 10,000 years. If you're going to say, well, long period comets have longer lifespans than that, and not all comets are the same age, well, we've really never proven that. We don't know how comets formed. Many people believe that there is a cloud called the Oort cloud, proposed by someone called Oort. This cloud is said to be about 56,000 astronomical units away. It's never been observed. It's just speculation that it exists. Now, if you're going to say, well, it's just speculation that God exists, I mean, God's never been observed. Well, God isn't regarded as a scientific theory, whereas the Oort cloud is. It works both ways. Stalactites are said to form about 1 inch every 2,000 years. This is one of the excuses given by evolutionists to claim that the Earth is billions of years old. This rate would give an age of hundreds of millions of years for their formation in caverns and such. However, 50-inch stalactites formed under the Lincoln Memorial in 40 years. A picture of a bat was shown in National Geographic that became covered in floorstone before it had a chance to decay. This shows that fossils and stalactites do not take millions of years to form. Stalagmites have also been known to form very quickly, and they take even longer. Now, before the first moon landing, we thought that the moon dust would be several miles thick. They put landing pads on the base of the spacecraft because they thought they would sink down into miles and miles of dust. The accumulation rate of dust, we found this out because they put collection plates down on the moon when they landed, is about 1 inch every 10,000 years. When they landed, they found that the dust was about 0.6 inches thick. That's about 1/6 of an inch. Now what's 1/6 of 10,000? About 6,000 years. The dust shows that the moon is only about 6,000 years old. Here we see a graph showing the population of the world from 1000 AD to what it's predicted to be in 2020 AD, which is about 10 billion. As we can see, this graph shows a steady increase from 1000 AD all the way up to the early 1800s, where it curves and starts a rapid increase, which is predicted to continue up until and possibly beyond 2020 AD. Very few people would argue with this graph, certainly up to where we are now, just above the 6 billion mark. However, for the evolutionist, it does pose a problem as you go back to 1000 AD. As you can see here, the population appears to be very low, and if you were to trace this graph right the way back, you would find that the population was reduced down to 0, or less than 10, about 4,400 years ago, when the Great Flood wiped out all life apart from 8 humans and all the animals on the Ark. Now, the evolutionist believes that humans evolved on Earth about 3.5 million years ago. If this was the case, the population would have skyrocketed by now. We would be in the tens of billions. However, this is not the case, and the graph would appear to show that life all started about 4,400 years ago, when Noah and his family were the only surviving humans of the flood. If the Earth is 6,000 years old, and the biblical view is true, there was a worldwide flood about 4,400 years ago. So we should find no artifacts older than 4,400 years. Look at this. The oldest and largest desert in the world is about 4,400 years old. The oldest tree in the world is 4,400 years old. The largest coral reef in the world is about 4,400 years old. The oldest languages are 4,400 years old. And the oldest civilization documented was about 4,400 years ago. Coincidence? Now, I'm going to be making another video soon where I show you why radiometric dating, one of the techniques used by evolutionists to show that the Earth is billions of years old, cannot be trusted. I'll link it to you on the side there when I make it. I'm also going to link to you 2 videos which I've made where it is explained how we can see stars which are billions of light years away, even in a young universe. Many evolutionists on my previous videos have asked me to list my sources, so I'm going to put the link over there to all my sources for my claims in this video. Thank you for watching, and check out some of my other videos and subscribe to me.